Hi everyone, this is Frank Rotz. Gary Yamamoto soft plastic baits. Are they worth it in terms of cost and their ability to tear a bit more frequently than other baits versus their fish catching performance? I'm going to do an honest review of them. My history with Yamamoto's goes back to about 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. I fished my first Cinco and started having success with many of the styles, I should say, of Gary Yamamoto baits. Now I've since moved on and fished different brands of baits more than Gary Yamamoto's. So if you are newer starting out bass fishing, or you've been bass fishing a few years, you know about these baits. They make swim bait type baits, all manner of different worms and colors. And what really makes the Yamamoto bait is everybody knows about soft stick baits. There's lots of wacky rig videos, but the Cinco, believe it or not, was developed by accident. Gary Yamamoto wanted to develop a bait that would be horizontal instead of vertical, and the Cinco just swam down and bass took it like crazy. The hallmark of the Gary Yamamoto baits is the soft kind of plastic material. You can see that's an extremely pliable material, and these have a lot of salt impregnated into the bait. So what that means is you've got a bait that has a really tight wobble or wiggle to it without having to impart much action, and that is unique about them, number one. And number two, the salt content tends to make baits cast. For example, 4-inch spinning on a spinning rod, maybe a casting rod, but the 5-inch will cast on spinning or casting. One of the great pluses about Yamamoto baits is with this weight in them, you don't have to buy extra weights. That's a huge plus. So if you're just starting out, you don't have to do that. However, if you are starting out, some of them run $8, $9 a pack, and that could be a big drawback. In terms of expert fishermen, wherever I consider myself, I have my favorites. I like the Yamamoto in green pumpkin, black, and watermelon. It's a top producer. Other folks have different colors and styles they like. In a nutshell, every serious bass fisherman usually has at least one Yamamoto bait that they put in their arsenal every year. It just seems as when people go up the food chain of these, they tend not to buy quite as many of these. There's a million brands of soft plastic baits, and Gary Yamamoto's are not the only one. So all in all, there are more pluses to Yamamoto's than drawbacks, with there being the salt impregnation. The fish really tend to, it seems like it's sort of a vicious sort of a strike, and I think that maybe that higher salt content could be attributed to that. Not having to use weights and being able to cast on spinning or bait casting gear are really some huge pluses, because you don't have to worry about switching out lots of rods and reels and lines and also casting or spinning. You know, whatever you kind of prefer, you can sort of work with a little bit more than some of the other brands of baits, which if you fish unweighted you're gonna have to run on spinning gear. But other than that, I mean, the cost and them being able to tear, you can buy that ring tool and have the hook sticking externally outside of the hook, but to me that defeats the whole purpose of the wacky rig. The wacky rig works best when the vegetation comes up and the bass are near those hard bottom edges and they're waiting for something to strike. So that's a big detractor. I don't like the wacky rig tool. I've never used it. I don't like the concept at all. Just come out and say it. But there's no wrong way to rig a plastic bait. So in essence, I will definitely give Gary Yamamoto credit for starting soft stick baits. It's the largest family of baits out there on the market. However, there's a give and a take with Gary Yamamoto's. I guess if they're $9 a pack and you buy 10 packs, you're at, what, 90 bucks. I think dingers are like half the price, and Zoom is a good bait. So for a future video, I'll talk about some other plastic companies that I use maybe instead of Yamamoto. And the weather's warming up. Bass are definitely in pre-spawn by me. In northern Indiana, it's finally stopped being in like the 40s at night. So I can feel the weather's getting warm. I'm going tomorrow, going to be doing a multi-species target for a video, some different fish. Really looking forward to getting the season going. Weather is getting stable by me, except for the few thunderstorms that will be rolling in. So really looking forward to YouTube in 2019. There's definitely some other things that I'm going to be talking about in the future regarding some little things that are more fine-tuned than what I covered in the channel mission that I dropped. And it's been a real blast doing the videos and getting, you know, I think I'm at 109 or 1,009, 1,010 subscribers, and I really appreciate everybody everyone that's signed on board and looking to get out of the room and away from the desk where I write these articles and get out into the field. And I would also like to give a no surprise a shout out to Nick Bizzotti from Southside Fishing. I'll attach that link below this video. Nick has got 9 bass already over 3.5 pounds and 6 bass in a float tube over 3.5 pounds, because he has been extraordinarily vigilant and been out there during those brief times where there's like an hour time frame where you can get a big bass, and he's been extraordinarily successful. I tend to target them more later on in the summer. So I guess I have a bit of catching up to do, living vicariously through his catches, but he's been doing an extraordinary job. And I'm really looking forward to doing a float tube fishing article for Midwest Outdoors and include all of his achievements and what he's taught me so far. It's been a good collaboration, and congratulations to Nick for that. If you could check out his channel, his latest post, he's doing very well. If you could give me that thumbs up, that like, really do appreciate that. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and looking forward to doing fishing. But let me know what you think about Gary Yamamoto Baits. Plus or minus. I've had people vehemently argue with me that I'm wrong, and they're just, you know, people fish from 3/4 of the time. Or I have a person say, you know what, I break a Cinco out when nothing else works, and it seems to get me one. But like I said, the Yamamotos are one of my favorite topics. Obviously, you know, those of you that know the channel know I like soft plastic. And I appreciate everything that has been given to me in terms of views and subs in this channel. It's been really extraordinary and a big bump up from where I was at last year, and I'm looking forward to bumping up, getting more fish, publishing more articles, and maybe getting these concepts into a book sooner than later. Was even outlining it this morning. So thanks for stopping by. Take care, everyone. And I am watching your videos if you post and comment, but I'm a little bit behind because I've gotten more subs, but I always do watch the videos if you support me. Thank you so much, everyone. Good fishing.